Here's Survivor, Chapter 19, entitled Run. She woke up, good morning, and she had a long shower. Hot water was exhilarating, a lot better than the cold baths she was used to. She dried herself on the soft towels and looked at herself in his gold-plated mirror. It was then she saw something that she hadn't seen before: happiness. All the stress she had been suffering had been washed away. Her skin was clear and her eyes were as bright as diamonds. "Good morning," he said pleasantly, and they sat and had breakfast together. It was amazing to be with someone when there were no arguments and no menace in the air. For years she had been living in fear, but now she felt reborn. "I usually start the day with a jog," he said. "Do you want to join me?" "Yes, I'd love to," she answered animatedly. Although she hadn't exercised for years, she thought she'd give it a go. They jogged around the streets of Kensington and Chelsea and then Hyde Park under the beautiful trees. It was hard going at first, and she was bathed in sweat, but she was enjoying herself. To attract wealthy men, she knew she had to get in perfect shape. There was a plan forming in her mind, and she knew it would come true. Everywhere she went, men were staring at her. She was busty, and she knew she had a nice bum. It was at this moment she decided to be an escort. They stopped for bottled water in Hyde Park, and she took great delight in watching the squirrels unwrapping the nuts. They looked happy and content. She wished she could feel like that, but she knew she was moving in the right direction. He asked her what she wanted to do next, and she told him she had always wanted to go to Harrods. She loved the expensive clothes and jewelry. It was a big fantasy of hers to be wealthy, and just being around wealth made her giddy. She'd grown up poor, and that had taught her enough lessons in life. Everything was for the rich, and the poor were just trod upon. She didn't want to live her life surrounded by depressed, bitter people, because she knew she'd become just like them. She wanted to see the world and go to concerts and art galleries and go to Wimbledon. She'd only ever seen it on TV.